Cherry! Alright, so now I'm trying to meet this girl on a different website and just started going out to. So it's kind of new, right? But I don't know if she's really just playing coy, right? Or talking about it, it's hard to tell all that. Now, the thing is, though, you cannot expect anything, right, to really happen until it what? Finally happens. Finally happens to someone, right? You don't seem to know that either. I do, right? But when it really happens more magically, more seductively. Why is that, Sheena? Like with us, and I'm seducing you, idiot, to have sex with me. What male isn't seducing the female? And going all the way with it. Unless you're not looking for that particular thing, right? And then you got to tell me up front so I know, right? Then I'll stop, right? I know my limitations, right? And we'll stop in time usually, right? Sometimes I err on the caution side and stop. Because I'm going to get in more trouble being the male than you will being the female. It's harder on me to not prove rape than on you to accuse me of rape, but that's why you have a statute of limitations even on rape, right? Now, the question is, though, is that we have the same understanding about the Bible when you and I had sex? The answer is no. We did not have the same understanding. Because, see, by then I had read that Moses didn't say that, right? That you couldn't have premarital sex. He, in fact, dealt with it. And since you had a problem with your dad, I was consulting you to marry you, silly. Even if we had premarital sex. That's why I asked if we were to make it to Jerusalem, would you like to get married in Jerusalem as a romantic gesture? Right? Now, that don't mean, okay, that's the only place we can get married. Right? That don't mean it was a one-shot deal. Right? But there again, you rejected it totally. So that's off the menu now, right, boys? Right? It was a long chance of me getting back to Jerusalem, honey. For a long, long time, right? Right, you understand. If we had one shot at marrying Jerusalem, when I suggested it was probably the only shot, right? In reality. Don't you know what I mean, right? And that wasn't to say I would only want to marry you in Jerusalem, or we can't get married somewhere else, or again, right? We couldn't fulfill the legal part of the marriage ceremony later on, right? Which at least involves the courthouse, right? Which is what I did with Daphne instead of you, right? Since you didn't want to go through with that part of the marriage process, right? Now, in the church, you get married 2 times, right? You fill out the church's little forms, and then you fill out the courthouse's little forms. And you pay 2 fees, one to get married in the court and one to get married in the church. Right? I told you that. You're not even paying attention to your own laws. Right? You're like chickens running around with your head cut off, and that's what Christ means. You have no head. You're doing things all your own way. You're not ratified, right? And everyone has a different belief about it, right? Because the Bible talks about things contradictory for a reason, right? Now, in the old, why is it allowed? Because Adida and Shechem, right? She's going to Shechem's country and being around those people and had sex with their prince. And then Levi and Simeon want to slaughter them when they ask to marry the girl, for premarital sex, right? That's why Moses would allow it, idiot. No. He knows you can't, right? The girl knew what she was doing. She's going to their country like the prodigal son, except it's the prodigal daughter, and the two brothers are being the asshole Neanderthal nitwit brothers. And trying to control the girl, right? When it's too late to do that, right? So when they're sore in their circumcision, they slay all the men, right? That's a very ungodly thing to do. And only because the grace of God was still upon Jacob did nothing not befall Simeon and Levi, right? Normally, though, they were lucky to even escape that, right? On judgment falling back on them. That's worse than Cain slaying Abel. I mean, really, really. Don't you think? And while the men were still sore and couldn't even defend themselves, like a bunch of cowards saved them. That's not good for anyone to do, right? All because the female had premarital sex with it, right? That's the wrath of Satan, not, again, the wrath of God, because God has no wrath. God is not wrathful. God has no anger. It's not a human being. It's a spirit. It's in you, but it's not you too. It can leave you too, right? It can heal you too, quickly or slowly, like I told you, right? If it's healing you slowly, you both be being injured every night. Is that it? We're Antichrist, and you're Antichrist. And, I don't try to hurt myself every night, but I am looking for a wife every night to stay with me every night. And she can come and go as she pleases every night. That's the whole point. Every night. Now, if I wake up alone, I don't know I was with someone. That's cool, right? Now, I've been looking for my wallet all day, I know. And suddenly, I find it in the damn car. Okay. So why didn't I notice it before? Was it hiding under the mat? Was it under the seat? Which I didn't look under, just suddenly it's there. You know what I mean, right? Who are we, people? What's your goal? Are you vindictive like Satan, or are you forgiving like Christ is up? One's vindictive, by the way, and one ain't. One's trying to teach you that about his nature so you recognize Satan from him and quit behaving like Satan, which gets you in trouble. Like it did Satan, right? All right.